I know one thing that I'll tell. Everything else has to stay a secret because they'll stop doing their funny habits and then we won't laugh at them anymore. Sandra Oh likes to wear, and this is not that funny, maybe I'll disappoint you, Gracie, I don't know.
Well, you know, it's a habit. It's just a thing.
It's a habit, it's a thing. Sandra Oh likes to wear the same pair of surgical gloves the entire run of a show, like the entire shooting of an episode. She feels like it's wasteful to keep ripping off your surgical gloves and throwing them away when we're not really sticking our hands in people's body cavities, so germs aren't a factor. So she takes her gloves and she puts them in her pocket and she keeps them the entire run of an episode. Actually, last night, it's the night before we're finishing shooting the finale. So last night, she lost her surgical gloves that she'd had the entire episode. And I thought the poor girl was going to have a heart attack because she felt like she had failed in her mission to sort of save the world of latex. Yes.
We tend to sort of introduce characters in real time because if you actually meet somebody in a professional situation, you usually don't get to know that much about them that quickly.
Yeah.
It's just realistically, you get to know people very slowly. I think if you've got any sort of control about yourself, if you're not, you know, Sydney Herron,
Yeah.
who overshares, I think...
Yeah, it took us 14 episodes to find out that Bailey had a husband, even, that she'd been married for 12 years.
You earn, and with the exception of Meredith, who honestly we didn't know she had a mother until the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
I think we earn the right
details
to know somebody and get to know them. And I think Erica, she's new to Seattle Grace. You're going to learn a little bit more about her, but not a whole lot. And
what you learn is interesting, and little by little you'll become more familiar with her until you really know who she is.
And she'll share when she's ready to share.
Yeah. They're really interesting. And I think that the story of Erica and Mark is going to go in a direction that's very surprising to those who feel that Erica and Mark are the perfect couple.
Jacqueline, I love the thing that Mark is sort of hot after Erica and that whole
But isn't he only hot after her because she doesn't want him?
I don't know.
Which is what's charming, actually, to me.
I think to some degree, but I also think that there's... What I really, really loved is the fact that he was totally surprised by the fact he was made hot by the fact she was a great surgeon. Mm-hmm. That's never come up before.
She's bossy and sassy.
She's bossy and sassy, and she's a really good surgeon. And it's not like he was going to be in love with Burke. I mean, who was also a good surgeon. It's more... They've got a very, very funny chemistry together. It's very interesting because she just kicks the hell out of him. He doesn't care.
Yeah, no, he takes it. He's good.
Not that many people stand up to Mark. They call him a man whore, but they don't really stand up to him.
Exactly. Would they become gun-toting, swearing, sex people? I don't know. I mean, I feel like we don't do sort of a lot of violence.
I'm obsessed now with
Good
Gray's pole dancing.
Exactly. We don't do a lot of violence on our show, other than the violence that surgery is on someone's body. We don't do a lot of violence on our show.
We show a lot of the surgery, actually.
But
as much as we need to show.
But we don't do a lot of violence. I always feel like we don't need to do a lot of swearing, so I don't sit around wishing that we could swear because we can't swear. We feel more creative. It's why we came up with stuff like Decoded. It's just easier, and sort of forces you to find different ways of describing stuff, which is a lot of fun. And I always feel like sex is sexier if you can't see it all. So I wouldn't do anything differently.